All right, this is my first live that I'm doing, and yeah, it is Sensei just testing TikTok live. But we're supposed to start at 8:30, so let's see what happens, okay? Ohayo gozaimasu, good morning. So, Symphonious, if you can hear me. I went live like 2 minutes early just to test, so I don't know if people can hear or not. So, Ohayo gozaimasu. Yeah, I don't know. I see Zelbel 2185. Good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. 80s baby, 90s child. Okay. I don't know if people can hear me. Good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. I don't know where you guys are, so please put where you're from in chat. And this is updates for Japanese class. I said I'd start at 8:30, but it's my first live. Actually, it's 8:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, so I'm on time. So, ohayo gozaimasu, that means good morning. So, even if it's evening, you're just seeing me for the first time live. So, cool. I see good morning, Sensei from Zel. Tip M join. Tyron join. Good morning, everyone. So, it's my first TikTok live. Thank you, those of you who helped me get to 1,000 so that I could do it. And yeah, I don't have any idea how to do a TikTok live. I do lives on my YouTube channel. I teach every day and live stream with other things, but it's my first one. So glad to see people. So let me see. I see a lot of people joining, and I found out how to do this little thing here. I played around before it blocked me. Not blocked me, it just didn't let me on, because if you don't know the story, when you do a live, you have to hit 1,000 viewers, and then you have to do a facial recognition kind of, you put your birthday in, and then it tells you, okay, you're good to go. So I guess it didn't think I was my age, but I am my age. Okay, I'm a grandmother, all right. But anyway, and that reminds me, happy birthday to one of my grandchildren. She turned 4 today. So yeah, after we do this and chill a little more, because you can tell, those of you who've been watching my videos, this is not my normal background, right? Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and my sweetheart and I, we've been married 32 years. We decided to do a staycation. So we're not at home, but I'm going to go home really quickly and bake a cake in a couple of hours. So anyway, so I don't know what a gifter badge is, but thank you. I see coffee books. I've been seeing you popping up, and mine's not ours. And so good morning. This is cool. All right, so I'm thinking, this is my first one, so brawl ball, cool. So this is my first live for Japanese class, and I'm thinking 8:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So wherever you are, just kind of like put a pin in it there, because it's great on a Saturday morning. It lets me sleep in a little bit, but still come and talk to you guys and help you with learning Japanese before the day really gets going, right? Okay, so actually it's a little late for that. So anyway, I posted probably about 8 different videos over the past 2 weeks since my grown daughters told me that I should participate in the Hillmantok movement, if you want to call it, right? So those are kind of intros to what Japanese class is kind of going to be like, right? We're all volunteers, all of us professors here. We have different backgrounds. You'll learn more about my background if you go watch the orientation video, which has like a lot of blue on the front, right? So watch that orientation. It's a little long, but it'll tell you about the class. It'll tell you about me. It'll tell you not a whole lot, like background, HBCU stuff and credentials and all that, right? So just as a summary, Yes, I'm teaching you Japanese. Yes, I'm fluent in Japanese. I used to consider myself bilingual when I was a young woman living and working in Japan, but I've been back in the States mostly for like the past, well, actually since getting married, right? And even though I keep contact with Japan and with my friends and all of that, it's like if you are not living it every single day, then, you know, just like here, if you're not hooked into the zeitgeist and whatnot, you're not going to like be up on the slang. And just telling you in English, French, Japanese, whatever, I don't talk in slang a whole lot anyway. So same with Japanese. So I see a lot of people coming, and that is so cool. Good morning, ohayo gozaimasu. So let me see. How in the world? Oh, it says encourage people to share. So go ahead and share, please. Let people know I'm here. And tell me if you have questions, because I'm going to just kind of talk about how to access the Japanese class and how to look at things when they pop up. And I also want to remind people that's why it's called Art Pings. This is Studio Kurokiku, okay? Studio Kurokiku is my art studio. It's, Kurokiku means black chrysanthemum, as in chrysanthemum, the flower, right? And Kurokiku, I devised that artist name. Let's see, my daughter is 27, one of them. So about 27, 28 years ago, Ohayo gozaimasu coffee books. And it kind of represents me and my writing, my art, and all of that. So when you come here and you are looking for Japanese class or some of the others, because in the future I probably will touch on various of my areas of expertise, because I couldn't even decide, what am I going to teach Japanese? Am I going to teach like international business? Am I going to teach about homeschooling? That I couldn't decide, and I just said, all right, a lot of people can do a lot of things, but there aren't many like language classes on Hillmantok. So I see the French teacher. I love her class. I see a couple of Spanish teachers. People have been asking me about Mandarin. No, I don't speak Mandarin. My roommate did. And sorry, we are in public, so you're going to hear some things. But I don't speak Mandarin, but I speak Japanese. And so the written syllabary is hiragana and katakana, and then the kanji, which is Chinese writing, it's not really totally the same anymore because they borrowed it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. But there are going to be some things that when you learn Japanese and kanji, that you're going to be able to read it in Chinese and other things too. So those of you who are interested in Mandarin, maybe a Mandarin teacher will pop up for you, and I think that would be great. If I hear of one, I'll go and make a quick video and let people know that, hey, I found a Mandarin teacher, etc. But I don't speak Mandarin, but you will learn how to read some Chinese when you're learning Japanese, okay? So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Let me talk a little bit about how to access and start in Japanese for those of you who are total beginners. We've got people who are interested in anime and manga and all that. And when I was younger and I lived in Japan, not so much anime, but I know riding those long trains in Tokyo to work every day, I would either grab collections of short stories in English, or I would grab my favorite manga, which was two things. Before anybody knew what Dragon Ball was, Dragon Ball was one that I read totally in Japanese, which is why my kanji got really good. Okay, and something called Shiratori Reiko de gozaimasu. So totally dating myself and don't care, because I'm absolutely a Gen X. Like I said, married, kids, grandkids, sons-in-law, all that stuff, right? So those of you who are from like the 1980s, when I guess that's called our prime, Shiratori reiko de gozaimasu even had like TV shows and stuff like that. So anyway, you're gonna have to kind of look that one up. So yeah, senior moment. All right, a lot of people are joining, which is really cool. I don't know what all of these stats mean and everything, but I was just telling you, I want you to know how to access the class and how to start learning Japanese. And this past week, I posted some videos on Japanese pronunciation, so look that up. And I mean, absolutely. If I were at home, I'd go grab some more, like of the charts and things that I put in. Well, actually, if you're a registered student, and registered just means that along with following, which is enrolling, because it's tuition free, right? We're volunteers. I have my students who are registered also. So registration just opens up more access to free downloads, to our Google Meet, which is happening in 20 minutes, our first Google Meet, because I need a certain level of security. Also, this Japanese class, remember this is Hillmantok University inspired, right? It's not on the official roll, although they know all about the Japanese class. And however, because this is a movement, right? So I'm going to let you know that along with learning about Japanese culture, manners, etiquette, and all of that, I'm looking at it from a Black woman's lens, right? So that means that we are going to talk about it as comparative cultures and all of that. And that's another one of my my subjects eons ago when I was in grad school, and also with the Japan Ministry of Education fellowship called Monbusho. So we're also going to talk about people who want to live in Japan, move to Japan, study in Japan, that sort of thing, about developing an international mindset. Many of us have it anyway, about Japanese culture, not romanticizing it like some people do, because they're human, just like we are. We're all human, right? With the pluses and minuses. Anybody who knows any history knows really about that. Seeing what's beautiful about the culture, seeing what's beautiful about our cultures. And there are people from all over who have already signed up for this, right? So we've got people here in the United States, and I am American, right? But we've got people in Nigeria, we've got people all over the place, okay? So in Europe, everywhere, Asia, South America, everyone, people have signed up for our class. But this is absolutely a respectful class that respects cultures, and also it's imperative to understand that it is a Japanese class that also is comparative cultures, and that Black cultures are centered in this, okay? All right, accessing the class Saturday mornings, 8:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, okay, are the lives for about 30 minutes or so. And I'm thinking that's going to be mostly Q&A, right? So people who have seen my videos beforehand come and ask questions and say hi and stuff like that, right? And then afterwards, for about 15, 20 minutes, 301, which is more advanced Japanese, and 101, you get together, and probably we'll do a cultural moment, get us oriented and all of that. Thank you. And then we're going to split apart for maybe about 20 minutes, with 101 being focused on whatever topic it is for that week, okay? And then 301 coming back 20 minutes later. And we finish up at about 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's the plan, okay? And during the week, I should have one major lesson that I put out, and I'll try to make it so that you can see if you are scrolling. Oh, that's Sensei's lesson for the week, okay? You'll have a couple of little things that will be like pronunciation or vocabulary, and excuse the background sounds, okay? I'm in a public place. And then you'll have sometimes little humor or whatever. Like this week, I don't even know if anybody caught it. You saw that video where I was like, I kind of tossed my hair and went like this and all that. That was me saying, you know what? I appreciate no matter what when people say thank you. And in Japanese, a lot of people have learned thank you is arigato. But when people say arigato, and it's arigato, okay? When people say that and they tell you that's how you say thank you, they're giving you the basic. You can say arigato to like a friend of yours, a friend or something, right? But I want you to put gozaimasu on the end. Gozaimasu, okay? And gozaimasu, if you hear gozaimasu, and I said it slowly, gozaimasu, but gozaimasu, gozaimasu, if you hear that, it just made something really polite. Think of it that way, okay? So actually, even though I'm on a staycation and away from home, I did bring my board. So hold on a second, okay? Yes, I'm a teacher. So hold on. So I'm going to write it in. I hope a lot of you guys have already been on my TikTok for the past week or so. But I introduced the 3 kinds of writing in Japanese, and really it's 4, but hiragana, katakana, and kanji, which is from Chinese writing. Hiragana, you could write almost anything in it, but you'll look like you're a kindergartner. That's just it. Katakana is for foreign loan words. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is like bam, whatever. And Coffee Books is saying gozaimasu is to be formal. Yeah, a little more. Actually, think of it this way. Not even hyper formal, okay? Think of it as just regular politeness, like thank you versus thanks. Think arigato is thanks. Arigato gozaimasu is thank you, okay? You can get even more formal, like domo arigato gozaimasu. Domo arigato gozaimashita. That's like even far more formal. But back to the 3 levels. Hiragana, katakana, which is foreign loan words, onomatopoeia, like in comics, crash, bang, boom, and also dirty words, okay? So it's weird. All right. And something that's a little bit iffy, and we'll talk about it more in our registered class that's right after. When foreigners are talking in manga and like comics and all, a lot of times they write it all in katakana, but that's iffy, and we can talk about that. That's a cultural point there, all right? And then kanji, which comes from Chinese characters. That's why we call them Sino-Japanese characters. Sino, S-I-N-O, means from China, Japanese characters, okay? So, really quickly, talking about thank you and why I made that meme, okay? I was a little worried, but you know what? I'm Gen X, and we used to talk about home training. I don't know if people talk about it. Are you serious? I need some muscle. All right. So Romaji is that one that I said is like the 4th way of writing. So it's just Roman letters, ABCs, right? So technically hiragana, katakana, kanji. Sorry, no, my nail's not done. I'm an art teacher. They keep getting messed up. So in Japanese, a lot of people learn for thank you, arigato. Okay? And I'll write it like that, right? Arigato. When you see that O with the line over it, it just means that you're going to lengthen the sound. So instead of arigato, arigato. And when you write it in hiragana, you have to lengthen it with a U. So watch. And excuse my handwriting. Arigato. Okay, so arigato, right? But this is too casual, you guys. It's too casual. I appreciate it from my new people who say, arigato, sensei. I'm like, you're welcome. Let me go tell them to say gozaimasu. Okay, so because I need you to be a certain level of polite with me because I am sensei. And I'm older. Even if I'm not your sensei, I'm older than you. So you need to be a little bit more polite. And actually, here in the United States with my high schoolers, and actually some of my younger kids, I have to always remind them about levels. There are levels. You know how they used to say that? There are levels. Even in America, there are levels of politeness and courtesy that some of us are old enough to remember when we had to use them all the time. But anyway, arigato. Okay, arigato. It's nice, but put gozaimasu on the end of it. And whoa, we're running out of time quickly, so hold on. Let me put my glasses on. Cool. I got some likes. They say if you touch that screen, a whole bunch of hearts come up. I wish I could see you, but I get to see people, the registered students. And in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we're going to join. Okay, so hold on. So arigato. Hold on. Gozaimasu. And you have to excuse my handwriting with this too because I'm not in my normal place. I'm not used to doing lives with a lot of people around, but you know what? We've been planning this for a while, right? So, gozaimasu. That's the second part. I hope it's not backwards the way that I see it. Senpai, yes. Is it backwards? I don't know. But arigato gozaimasu. Okay, gozaimasu. And you write that this way. Go. Zaimasu. Gozaimasu. Oh, it's backwards? Okay, how do I do that? How do I switch that? So one of my followers is right here. Can I give it to you? What do you do? You know how to switch it? It's backwards, you guys, but it says it is, but it's okay, Sensei.
Yeah, I'll figure out.
Right. All right, so my next live. So anyway, put gozaimasu on the back. All right. Well, y'all know this is my first one, so thank you. And yeah, arigato gozaimasu. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix it. Okay. But just put gozaimasu on the end. If you forget and you just really want to say thank you in Japanese, and this is in real life too, because the feeling of being grateful and being thankful to someone is way more important than being correct in your language to most people. If it's not to somebody, you know, they just have an issue, right? So anyway, make sure that you are showing that you are grateful for things, okay? I actually made, my last video, my last post or whatever you call it on TikTok, whatever, my last one yesterday was actually about thanking your professors, okay? Doesn't matter if it's Japanese, and sorry if I'm being drowned out, but it's like, doesn't matter if it's Japanese, AI, math, civil engineering, baking, whatnot. Please make sure that you are saying thank you to your professors, because not only is it tuition free, they're taking the time from their lives. And like right now, I made my sweetheart some breakfast, took it to him, and then came and set up right here. You got to show people in real life and virtually how much you appreciate them, right? And here's another reminder, you got to make sure that you are taking care of yourself as well. I'm bringing it closer because I know it's going to be kind of noisy, and I don't want to end early, but make sure you're taking care of yourself too. You may notice that this is an art-based TikTok, right? Studio Kurokiku, art pings and all. I also have my YouTube, which is all about taking care of yourself, you know, while you're taking care of others. And it says 50 plus self-care journey because it's from a 50 plus woman, right? Soon to be 60. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's why TikTok couldn't tell, right? But it has advice for young people, women and men, okay, on taking care of yourself. and it's important. Other things I do, just look at my link tree. Y'all saw the Black Girl vitamins and whatnot, right? So that's an opportunity if you have like a service, a nonprofit, a business, whatnot, and you would like to sponsor the Japanese word of the day, let me know. I've got that set up too because we got to keep going, right? And other things, I'm not sure. But I'm just glad you all are here. And this was my first TikTok. The words were backwards. Thank you very much. I don't know. I don't know what this means, all those hearts. 3.6K. Is that, I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, I will do like impromptu, spontaneous lives here and there during the week. But I work full-time, teach full-time. I'm a mother, grandmother, wife, artist, all that stuff. So it will be impromptu. So if you're trying to come to a live for Japanese class, it's usually going to be at this time. All right? So do we have any questions? Let me see. I see Batista just joined. I think I don't know how many people are here. Does this mean 7 people are here? Or 3.7 thousand? I don't even know what that is. Is that hearts? So anyway, I'm going to close this down in a few minutes so I can open up my Google Meets. If you wanted to be part of the Google Meets afterwards, you have to register. The way you register is to follow the link. In most of my posts, you'll see the link. It's a Google form. You have to fill that out, and that's pretty much what it is, okay? Agree. You don't have to do the pre-assessment to be invited, but I will check in the next few minutes to see if we have new registrations and then send you a welcome email that has a link to it, all right? So I think I'm going to be done for today, and I will see my registered Japanese students in about maybe 7 minutes or so. And also, yeah, again, this is not just a Japanese TikTok, but you'll see a lot of Japanese popping up, and then other things as well. All right. Let me see. Thank you for joining, everybody. Let me see if I know how to stop this thing. See you guys later. Okay. 本当にありがとうございました。来てくれて。ね。バイ。